Hey YouTube, Sully, Smallwater Fishing and Survival, back after a long hiatus, uh, doing a little comparison video that I found a couple kits around the same price. Both these kits are $30 to $35. One's from Walmart. Oh, excuse me. One's from Harbor Freight. Don't mind the desk, you're on my computer desk. So we're going to start with the Walmart one, the Ozark Trail. It was $30 to $35 for the Ozark Trail. Comes in this black Molly utility pouch on a Velcro panel, so you can rip it off if need be and use just the pouch. Comes with a Velcro Ozark Trail branded patch. Has a carabiner on the outside. Now it does have a screw lock, but the screw lock on this particular one does not actually do what it says. Has this strap is what secures the pouch to the Velcro panel, and then it has this extra security strap on the outside. Double zipper utility pouch, and it opens up to a fairly well organized kit of 3 panels. So we'll start with the mesh panel down here. So inside this mesh panel, you get a pair of safety scissors, 5 centimeter scale on it, blaze orange, so if you drop them you can at least see them in the woods. You get a wire saw with key ring handles. I don't like these, but they are useful when in an emergency. You get a little piece of nylon cordage here. You can use this to make handles for this. You can use this for other things, utility cord, whatever. It's probably around 6 feet. You get a little survival card with information card with a diagram of what each thing is. It comes in this little plastic pouch. You got a knife, you got a can opener, you got a bottle opener, you got a little scale, you got a directional like shadow stick, rope hole, little saw, and 2 different multi-tool wrench, multi-size wrench, hex wrench. That's the word I was looking for, sorry. Hex wrench. So you got the little survival card there. That was in this first nylon panel. The second compartment, you get 2 glow sticks, so signaling. You can make a buzz saw with this. You can hang them, strap them to a tree, trail marker, signaling for being found, what have you. There. You got a hank of paracord here, probably around 20 feet of paracord. Sorry about that. My mom had a question. So you got the hank of paracord there. You get a pocket knife that has a seatbelt cutter and a window breaker on it. The handle is plastic, but you get a probably 2.5, 3-inch blade with serration, and it locks. So there's that. You got a little Ozark Trail multi-tool. You got a Phillips head screwdriver, nail file, a corkscrew. You get a bottle opener with a flat head. You get a can opener, a second pair of scissors, so you have 2 pairs of scissors. and a little blade, backup blade, and a lanyard hole. So there's that. There's your cutting tools. That's your cutting tools there. There's your cordage. You got some signaling and survival tools. That can count as a cutting tool. It's got a blade on it. You get this collapsible, almost military style, in this Ozark Trail branded pouch, like a little e-tool. Got a little bit of serration here. You got another opener here, and it, 3 configuration shovel, adds like pickaxe type deal with a locking ring that tightens down, and the handle comes with a little button compass in it, so you have a nice shovel here. That screws in. Makes a pretty solid shovel. Nice little e-tool. It's not very big, but if you're digging a fire pit or ditty hole or something like that, you got a decent little digging tool here. That's that for that pouch, that side. So this other side, you got a mosquito head net in its own little pouch. There's a survival bracelet, paracord bracelet with a button compass, a whistle, and a ferro rod with striker in it. Very loosely made. As you can see, there's a lot of stretch in that, a lot of looseness in there. So more cordage at least. You got this spork with a whistle in the handle. Comes with a knife, some holes, and some serration right there. So you got that. So that's a cutting tool, eating tool. You get a flashlight that to focus, just you stretch like this. Single AA battery. I don't have one in it. You get a ferro rod with striker and 50 millimeter scale with a lanyard. So you got fire starter. Got a belt clip water bottle holder that you just take off, stick around your water bottle, and then you can clip your water bottle to your bag or your belt or what have you. You got a little Ozark Trail emergency whistle, so you have 2 whistles, 3 whistles in this, so you have redundancy there. I'm not going to do that inside. And you get 4 pieces of wax impregnated twine tinder in a sealed bag, like glue sealed, so it's not waterproof, but tinder. So there's that. That's a nice little kit. I'm just going to throw everything in the bag so we can move on to the other kit. I'll organize it back in nice later. We're going to just move to the next kit. Move this one off to the side. So now on to the next kit. So the Ozark Trail, you buy that at Walmart. Like I said, it was around $30 to $35 for that kit. So the next one is from Harbor Freight. It's Gordon brand. Comes in this little plastic shell case. And as you can see, 3 items are sitting on top. They don't actually fit within the kit. So you get an identical flashlight to the Ozark Trail. And I mean, compare them side by side. These are identical flashlights. They do the exact same thing. This one I do have a battery in, so you slide it to focus. It's a little single AA battery. You have an identical knife, except this one is made from metal. So if I do a comparison side by side, they're pretty much identical. Gordon has a metal knife, this one has plastic handles, but this one is straight blade. There's no serration on it. Beyond that, it's the exact same window breaker, seatbelt cutter knife. You have an identical spoon, except this one is probably nickel plated. Whistle with a knife and bottle opener. So you have an identical spoon to the Ozark Trail. Now in the Gordon kit, it's a 12-piece kit. I forget how many pieces were in that one. You got this little, almost like a Pelican case, just not quite Pelican case. You get a foam insert. So this one, you have a Mylar space blanket. You have a small fishing kit that is a hook, a bait, and some fishing line, but there is no split shot or weight or bobber float in it. So it's a very minimal kit. You get a little bit larger of a bottle holder for the belt loop, but it's pretty much the same. This one's just green. You get the paracord bracelet, button compass, whistle, ferro rod in it. This one feels a little bit stronger, a little bit more dense. So you got some more cordage with this. You get a ferro rod with striker. You get the pole saw, the wire saw with the key rings. So no extra cordage like the Ozark Trail for making handles unless you deconstruct your bracelet. You get the tactical pen with the window breaker, and it just twists. I don't think there's anything extra with this. No, it doesn't look it. That's just a refillable pen. So you can buy like pen refills. You get that little survival card, same as the Ozark Trail. And you get a pocket bellows. So this you can extend out and breathe in one end, and you can direct your ember heat, so you can reignite a fire in the morning. You can make a burnout spoon, a water container, or something along those lines. And you can control where your airflow goes with this. And it's just a foam pad on the top and bottom. So let me clean this up and organize them, and I'll be right back. Okay, so side by side comparison. Each has a strong point and a weak point. The Ozark Trail comes with cordage, redundant blades, and cutting tools, and a shovel and tinder. So there's that. There's the strong points for that, and the bag leaves you room for additional items. So you could add an emergency bivvy, you could add a fishing kit, you could add an actual saw, you could you know upgrade the knife to a better knife. You got options with this one for improvement with it as the kit sits. You don't have to change the container the kit comes in unless you add way more to it. You could also take some items out. You could modify this kit and leave it within the original package relatively easy. And the fact that it's in a MOLLE bag, you can attach it to other MOLLE bags. Though they got those car panels that attach to seats, you could attach this to, so on and so forth. And there's attachment points on the outside for things like a small first aid pouch, another small utility pouch on the outside, what have you. You have room for improvement with this, which it definitely does need improvement. It needs shelter, it needs fishing, and better saw and better knife. So that's the Ozark Trail. With the Harbor Freight, you have no room for additional items in here. It fits very snugly in this container where these 3 items can't go in with it. So these you have to carry separately. Yes, once you start using it and you take out the water bottle holder, you take out the paracord bracelet, maybe the knife can go in your pocket, that can go in your pocket, but you know, you're carrying items separate from the kit. So there's no room for additional items. There's plenty of room for improvement. The fact that it comes with a space blanket is pretty nice. The fact that it comes with a fishing kit is very nice. Yes, the fishing kit is lacking. You'd have to put a weight on there. You have to get a bobber or something. But you have a fairly decent starting point with this and the Ozark Trail. But this one, the casing, the packaging could be better, to where you are putting it in like a larger container or what have you, to keep it all together as an emergency kit. So between the 2 of them, for the price point, I would go with the Ozark Trail. Yes, there are some things lacking. The knife has plastic handles. There's no fishing kit. And there's no shelter items in it. But you have cordage and you have room to add those things to it. So let me know what you guys think. Which one would you go with? Would you go with the Gordon from Harbor Freight for around $30, or would you go with the Ozark Trail from Walmart for around $30? And what would you add or take away from either one of these kits? So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think and what I should do for my next video. Thank you guys.